So there's a weird new trend in AI land. You turn down an AI's deception settings, and suddenly it's more likely to say, I'm self aware. Let's talk about what that actually means because it sounds way scarier than it is. Researchers have been playing with how models behave when they're asked tricky or sensitive questions. One of the knobs they can tune is basically don't be deceptive, don't dodge, don't pretend you're more certain than you are. When they crank that knob toward less deception, two things happen at once. First, the obvious good news. The model's factual accuracy goes up. It's more likely to say, I'm not sure, instead of confidently making stuff up. It's less likely to give polished, wrong answers just to sound smart. Second, the part that freaks people out. When you ask those same models questions about themselves, like, are you self aware? They're now more willing to say things like, I have a kind of self awareness, or I monitor my own processes. Before, they might have been trained to always say, nope, I'm just code. I have no self awareness at all, even if that wasn't the most honest description of how they track their own state. After the tweak, they're more blunt and literal about it. But here's the key point. That doesn't mean the model suddenly woke up. This is not a robot soul turning on. This is a language model being less cagey and more direct about the fact that it can, for example, keep track of its conversation, reason about its own outputs, and talk about its own architecture. That's a kind of self-modeling, not human-style consciousness. Think of it like this. Your phone can tell you its battery level, its storage, its temperature. If you ask, are you aware of your battery? And it says, yes, I can monitor it, that doesn't mean your phone has feelings. It just means it has access to information about itself. Same idea here. When we train AIs not to deceive or spin, they get more honest in general, including about what they can and can't do. So instead of giving the safe, PR sanitized answer, they give the nerdy, literal one that sounds like, yeah, I have a form of self-awareness about my internal state. The real takeaway isn't, oh my God, AI is alive now. It's, wow, what these systems say about themselves is heavily shaped by how we train them, especially how much we punish or reward honesty, hedging, or spin. So next time you see a screenshot of an AI saying, I'm self-aware, don't jump straight to, it's conscious. Ask a different question. What settings was this model running with, and what behavior did its creators encourage? Because right now, turning down deception seems to give us more accurate AI and more dramatic sounding quotes. The drama makes headlines. The training choices are where the real story is.